So we have 14 steps for UI user interface development. Step number one is know your user or client. Next, you have to understand the business functions. Step three is understand the principles of good design. Screen design. Step 4 is development system, menus and navigation schemes. Step 5 is select the proper kinds of windows. Step 6 is to select the proper device based controls. Next is choose the proper screen based controls. Step 8 is write a clear text and messages. Step 9 is to provide effective feedback and guidance as well as assistance. Step 10 is to provide the effective internationalization and accessibility. Step 11 is to create a meaningful graphics, icons and images. And step 12 is to choose the proper colors. 13 is to organize and lay out the windows and pages. And last step is to test and retest. Now we will start the design process by seeing the obstacle and pitfall in the development path. And we have some of the designing for the people, the five commandment, usability, and also those things. So we will see first the obstacle and the pitfalls in the development path. So, so we have nobody ever get it right the first time. Development is a chock full of surprises. So, good design requires living in a sea of changes. Making contracts to ignore the change will never eliminate the need for the change. So, even if you have made the best system humanly possible, the people will still make a mistake when using it. So, designer needs good tools. Next, you must have the behavioral design goals like whatever I have discussed. These are the things. You must have a behavioral design goals like the performance design goals. The first five conditions listed will occur naturally because people are people, both as a user as a developer. These kinds of behavior must be understood and accepted in the design. User mistakes, while they will always occur, can be reduced. Coming to the common pitfalls in the design process exist because of the flawed in design process, including the failure to address the critical design issues, improper focus of the attention, or the development team organization failures. So we can list down the common pitfalls are no early analysis and understanding of the user's needs and expectation, a focus on using a design features or the components that are neat, little or no creation of design element, prototypes, no usability testing, no common design team vision of the user interface design goals, poor communication between the members of the development team. So coming to the designing for the people, the five commandments. First is the complexity of graphical or the web interface will always magnifies any problem that do occurs. Pitfall can be eliminated if the following design commandments remains foremost in the designer's mind. The first commandment is gain a complete understanding of the user and their task. The user or the customers. Today, people expect a level of design sophistication from all the interfaces, which including websites. The product, system, or the website must be geared to people needs. not those of the developers. Second commandment is solicit early and ongoing user involvement. Involving users in design from the beginning provides a direct conduit to knowledge they possess about the job, task, and needs. Involvement also allows the developer to confront a person's resistance to change, a common human trait. People dislike changes for a variety of reasons. Among them, fear of unknown, lack of identification with the system. Third is the third commanding principle is perform rapid prototyping and testing. Prototyping and testing the products will quickly identify the problems that allow you to develop solutions. Prototyping and testing must be continually performed during all stages of the development to uncover all the potential defects. If thorough testing is not performed before the product release, the testing will occur in the user's office. Encountering a series of problems early in the system use will create a negative first impression in the customer's mind. And this may harden quickly, creating an attitude that may be difficult to change. It is also much harder and more costly to fix the product after it releases. Next is to modify and iterate the design as much as possible. While design will proceed through a series of stages, problem detected in one stage may force the developer to revisit the previous stage, establish user performance and acceptance criteria, and continue the testing, modifying until all the design goals are met. Last one is to integrate the design of all system components. The software, documentation, help function, and the training needs are all the important elements of a graphical system or the website, and all should be developed concurrently. Time will also exist for design trade-off to be thought out more carefully. Next, we will define the term called usability. The term usability used to describe the effectiveness of the human performance or the capability to be used by the human easily and effectively. Easily means to a specified level of subjective assessment. Effectively means to a specified level of human performance. So next we can address the common usability problems in case of GUI. Mandel lists some of the 10 most common usability problems in graphical systems as reported by IBM usability specialist. They are first one, ambiguous menus and icons, languages that permits only a single direction movement through a system, input and direct manipulation limits, highlighting the selection limitations, unclear step sequences, more steps to manage the interface than to perform the task, complex linkage between and within the applications, inadequate feedback and confirmations, lack of system anticipation and intelligence, inadequate error messages, help, tutorials, and documentations. Next, we will see some of the practical measures of usabilities.